Boom. Keep them coming.
What's going on, everyone? Bobbybarks here, and welcome back to my FM24 series of Tottenham Hotspur. Today is to do. This is episode 3. This is season 3. And I just want to give a huge shout out to those of you that are checking out this content. It really does mean the world to me that you're giving up your own personal time to come and watch this series. If you like the videos, please do like the videos. It does help share them far and wide with other Football Manager fans or Tottenham fans that might want to check out and enjoy this series. Please get involved in the comments section. It's really great to hear from people that are watching the videos, finding out what your opinion is on things. You know, tell me what you think of the series, tell me what you think of the channel, tell me what you think of football in general, in real life, or any ideas that you might have for FM content or anything like that. Really do appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button, completely free, and hit that bell button and you'll never miss a future video. You will get notifications every time I release one. So we're picking right up where we left off in the last episode, the end of season 2, where we'd done the domestic double. We'd won the English Premier League and we'd won the English FA Cup. All that's left for us to achieve now is the Champions League. So I'm going to be putting extra effort into the Champions League to try and win that. We'll probably rest some key players in league games and cup games that coincide with the Champions League and try and field our strongest side in that competition. So we've made some signings, we've let some more players go, and I think we've done some really good business in the off season. So what I will do now is I'll jump forward to the end of the summer transfer window, so early September time, and show you what we've been up to. So, first player out the door, Brennan Johnson, has gone to Liverpool for 60 million. They came in with 60 million up front, nothing broken down, just a straight 60 million. Thank you very much, Liverpool. That's 135 million I made from you over the last 2 years. So that helped with our transfer kitty for what I wanted to do in the summer. Veliz finally left. He went to Saudi Arabia on his permanent deal. It was around about 12 million. I think I told you about it in the last video that he'd gone on loan with a mandatory transfer fee. That's now been triggered. He's gone permanently. I think I said in the last video that Lancashire probably wouldn't make it here at my club, and as a consequence I've let him go. 9.5 million. He's gone to Aston Villa. I couldn't really find a home for Alfred Devine in the centre of my midfield, so I've let him go. Chelsea, ironically, came in for him and spent 12 million on him, so I'll let him go. I know he's worth a little bit more now, but I don't see him doing much at Chelsea, if I'm perfectly honest. So 12 million up front, no add-ons or percentages or anything, straight 12 million into our transfer kitty. So first player to tell you about, this is already an agreed transfer in place when FM24 starts. It's just he doesn't come to Tottenham until he turns 18. I think he's 16 at the start of the game. This is a real life transfer and he is going to be a good prospect in real life. I'm not quite sure how he's going to turn out in the game. He looks, potential wise, like he's going to be really good. His stats are pretty good for an 18-year-old. He's got some decent physicals, decent mentals and decent technicals. I think if he gets game time, he will improve. He will turn into a good player. But for now, he's obviously down the pecking order. We've got 4 very good central defenders, and we've got 2 young central defenders that are very good in Phillips and Dorrington, and now we've got Vuskovic as well. I made this guy my number 1 priority for the summer transfer window, and we did get him. It cost a lot of money, around about 80 million, I think. No, 99 million, in fact. More than I expected. But we did make him the number 1 priority. He is absolutely fabulous for a 21-year-old. Look at those physicals and those mentals. And his technicals are pretty good too. He's just going to get better and better. He's one of the best centre-backs on the game. And if we're going to compete in the Champions League, we need these kind of players at our club. So he's the direct replacement for Romero. So we've got we've got Scalvini, we've got Diamandi playing on that right-hand side of centre-back, and on the left we've still got Inacio and Van de Ven. Couldn't ask for any better, really couldn't. I needed a third choice keeper that was English, and he was available for 6 million. So I brought him in as our third choice. We've obviously got Trubin as number 1, the Ukrainian goalkeeper, the big towering goalkeeper, and we've got Dennis Seaman, the young German, as our second choice keeper. But Dean Henderson comes in to make the numbers up. He's costing a lot of money, 100 grand a week, but he helps with that homegrown quota for the Champions League, so that's why we brought him in. For £10 million, I brought in Estevao, and he is one of the big hitters on FM24 this year in terms of wonder kids. Everyone rants and raves about him. I wouldn't say that his stats are brilliant. I think he's got a lot of development to do, but everyone rants and raves about him in the FM community about being the one wonder kid that you want to try and sign this year. So we've done that. We've got him for 10 million. Not quite sure how he'll turn out. He's gone straight out on loan to Portsmouth, but for now we have him on our books. Another wonder kid that I wanted to sign, he is a rising star in real life at Barcelona. There's a lot of talk about him being the next Messi, and he was available for us to sign, so I've got him through the door. He was £84 million, a lot of money for an 18-year-old, but he's going to be a world star. So I think having players like him and Estevao coming through the youths and playing regularly in the first team and just developing into world-class players, it's going to turn Tottenham into a phenomenal side for years to come, providing they can hang on to these players. But yeah, another great signing and one that will take us to the next level in a number of years. The final signing of our window was Evan Ferguson. He's going to cost up to £90 million. We've broken that deal down. Great player in real life. He's a great player on the game, and I'm hoping he's going to do big things with us again. Very young player, 20 years old. We have an exceptionally young team here now at Tottenham that's just hopefully going to stay together, build together, play together into one of the world's best teams. Great signing for us, and I'm really excited about the season to come. So that is it for transfers in and outs. There's a few other players that went out on loan or some smaller fees, like Olu Sessi, 350,000, Billy Heaps, 165,000. Moscado's gone back out on loan. Simon Barr's gone out on loan. Simon Barr is one of our youth players that came through at the end of season 1. Looks pretty good, could develop into a decent player. He's gone on loan to Wrexham, of all places, to help Ryan Reynolds make it to the Premier League. We've let Ashley Phillips and Alfie Dorrington go out on loan as well to try and gain some match experience. So what I will do now is jump forward to the 1st of January and I'll show you how we've done in the first half of the season. Okay, we are top of the table by 4 points. 4 points clear of Aston Villa, of all teams. I don't know what it is with Aston Villa on FM24, but they are a really good side. They just keep getting better and better. You know, whether that'll happen in real life or not, I don't know. Emery's doing a really good job there, and he's bought in some really terrific players that could take them into the top 4. So keep an eye out on them for being underdogs this season. So the only game we've lost was away to Leicester, where we lost 3-1. We've had 4 draws, which were away to Burnley, away to Brentford, at home to Aston Villa, and away to Bournemouth. Other than that, we've won 14 games, most of them being at home. We had a good away win there at Manchester City, beat Liverpool 5-1 at home, which was a great game for us. So yeah, so we've done really well. Let's have a look at the average ratings. So there you have it. Jamie Donnelly is top with 3 goals in 3 appearances. Can't fault him, 7.37. Elise is second. He's not happy though, he wants to leave. Chelsea want to try and take him on loan. But he's got 7 assists and 3 goals in 10 games. Glauk is playing really well. Gluck, I don't know how you pronounce his name, I'm probably butchering it. Let's just call him Oscar. Oscar's doing really well. Again, 13 goal contributions in 18 starts. Shaquille Van Persie, he's only played a few times, but when he's come in, he's done really well. Another youth prospect that will help take us to the next level. Yamal is doing really well when he's playing. Konate scored 10 in 15. James Maddison 9 in 23. Adogie, Fresneda, Kulusevski, Mickey van der Ven. Seaman's done well when he's come in and played those 3 games there. I mean, everyone's just playing really well. So many players over 7 in terms of their average rating. These players down here have not really I say not really. I mean, they're still in the high sixes. They've just not got over that 7 threshold yet. But even when they've played, they've been playing really, really well. Evan Ferguson's spent a lot of time injured. He keeps getting injured for small periods of time, coming back in and then getting injured again. So he's not really had a consistent run of games, but he has scored 4 goals in 10 games. So really pleased. A lot of these players down here not getting much game time, but again, you know, like the likes of Mikey Moore, he's supposed to be really, really good on this game. Another one, I think him and Lamal on that left-hand side are 2 of the best players in terms of wonder kids on the game. Naipan is down here. He's not really had much chance to play yet, but again, he looks like he's going to be a really good prospect for us. Just need to get him some game time. Need to get some of these players game times, that's all. So, how have we done in the cup competitions? Well, Brentford got revenge on us for that FA Cup win last season. They've knocked us out of the Carabao Cup at the quarter-final stage on penalties. I don't play a particularly strong side, as you can see. So in the cup competitions, I have played probably young players and reserve players just to give them some game time. As you can see from these players here that played. And we just, you know, couldn't get over the line with Brentford, really. I thought we'd done well to get to the quarter-finals. And when we got drawn at home to Brentford, I thought we should still win. But we got knocked out on penalties. Poor old Inacio missed right at the death there. They did score an equaliser in the 92nd minute, which was highly frustrating. We've not started the FA Cup yet, but let's show you how we've been doing in the Champions League, which still has 2 games left to go in this new group stage that they've got, which is just ridiculous. So we're still to play home to Roma and away to Bayern. We lost away to Atletico Madrid. We won a couple of games against Galatasaray and Dynamo, drew at home to Inter, beat Feyenoord at home, beat Ghent away, and now we've got 2 fairly big European clubs, I would say, in Roma and Bayern in the next 2 games. In terms of the phase as to where we're positioned, we are second behind Paris Saint-Germain, so the next 2 games are going to be tough. So if we can pick up 4 points, I think we might just do enough to stay in the top 8, but if not, we'll just drop in to the playoffs, which would be a bit frustrating having that extra game. But, you know, the aim is to try and stay in here. If we can beat Roma at home, which I think we can, and nick a point away at Bayern, it should help us stay in that top 8. But, you know, we'll see how things go. 2 games left to play there. So what I'll do now is I'll jump to the end of the January transfer window, show you any transfers in and outs that we've had in January, and just show you how we finished that Champions League phase. We have had 1 player leave for about 31-32 million, which is Stanisic, ironically, is worth between 78 and 92 now. We only bought him for like 12.25, and we essentially bought him for cover after Romero left. So when we signed Scalvini, he was surplus to requirements. So I have had him listed. I did have him listed all summer, but nobody had come in for him, and he won't really leave because he'd only just joined us in the January. But we've got to this January, and Almeria came in with, I think it was 31.5 million. So that's, you know, nearly 20 million profit on him. So I was happy to let him go. We have made 2 signings, 2 English players, which I will now show you. Phil Foden, potentially rising to 90 million, was surplus to requirements at Manchester City, and I couldn't help but try and take a stab on him. Now, although it was 75 million, potentially rising to 90 million, I did try signing him in the summer. I did have enough money in the summer to try and get him in, and he was transfer listed for 49.5 million, but I couldn't afford his wages at that time. As you can see here, he's on £300,000 a week. He wouldn't take £300,000 a week in the summer. He wanted 350, and he wouldn't drop below it, and I couldn't. The most I could offer was 300. So I was offering him 300, trying to give him extra incentives, but he wouldn't take it. So ultimately the deal broke down. But for 49.5 million, he would have been a steal. I've now paid 75, rising to potentially 90, but he's still young, 25. He's still world class, and he's going to be absolutely brilliant for me. I know he's another left-hand sided player, according to this, but he is left-footed, so I am going to get him trained to play here. And I know we've got Elise and Kulusevski on that side, but Elise is not happy. He potentially wants to leave. And Real Madrid came in for Kulusevski with a £135 million bid. But it was broken down into various instalments. And I tried tweaking the way that the deal was, not asking for more money. But they cancelled it. And I was a bit like, I was gutted. Because Kulusevski's been good for me. But 135 million, I would have snapped Real Madrid's hands off for. I just wanted to change the deal because a lot of it, there wasn't a lot of money up front, like 35 million up front, and then the other amount of it was all broken down. And I wanted more money up front, but they cancelled it, which was a bit frustrating, but nevertheless. So I am open to offers for Elise or Kulusevski if anyone decides to come in for them in the summer transfer window. So yeah, we did sign one more player. Jason Blue Forest, we've signed him. He looks a bit like a guy that used to play for Man United that's similar to Jason Blue Forest. I don't know who. But yeah, I signed him again. Alright, I've renamed him. Because I didn't want his real name in there. But yeah, I signed him because Evan Ferguson kept getting injured. And Kanate just can't lead that line on his own. Now we're having to rely on Jamie Donnelly and Shaquille Van Persie to come in and play when he wasn't fit. So I wanted another striker and somebody who was homegrown and he was free. It was available on a free transfer. So it was kind of a no-brainer. Look, I'd be hugely devastated if Tottenham signed this lad in real life. But it's a game. It's a game. So we've got Jason Blue Forest in the squad. A couple of players went out on loan. I've managed to strike a deal with Millwall for them to be an affiliate, so I can send players on loan to them. So I've sent Jamie Donnelly and Mikey Moore on loan just to try and get them some game time, because I really want to see these two lads develop and come through into the first team. So yeah, they've gone out on loan to Millwall. Herbie James left on a free, and Samuel Archer left on a free. Two players that came up through Tottenham's youth that are never going to make the first team. So that is it for transfers. Let's show you those remaining two games of the Champions League. Well, we won them both, surprisingly. We did beat Roma 2-0, and we got a fabulous 2-1 win away at Bayern, which gives me huge confidence going forward about this competition. So we did lose to Atletico Madrid away, but since then, you know, we've gone from strength to strength, and we've got a really good team now going into those last stages of the Champions League. So I will jump forward to the end of the season and show you where we're at. So we have one game left to play. We are 2 points clear of Arsenal, who have crept up into second place. We've lost a few more games since that defeat to Leicester. We lost at home to Man United and Man City, and we lost away to Arsenal and Aston Villa. Bit frustrating to lose the home games, but you know, we're playing against two very good teams in Manchester United and Manchester City, so it is what it is. Can't do a lot about that. Let me show you how we've gone on in the FA Cup and see if we've managed to defend that title that we won last year. Well, the answer is no, because Brentford got revenge again. They've knocked us out of both domestic cups this season after we beat them in that final last season. So we beat them in the FA Cup final last season, but this season they've beaten us in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. We had a good 7-2 win at home to Southampton, who scored 2 late consolations. But again, we had a fairly youngish, reservish team out. Kobe Mainu scoring 4, let me tell you. And I did the same again with the Brentford game. I didn't really field a full strength team. I said to you at the start, I wanted to focus on the Champions League. So I wasn't hugely bothered about the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, which is why I fielded younger players that weren't getting regular game time in the league or Champions League. So what of the Champions League? Well, we're in the final against Manchester City, and it was close because we nearly fluffed it here. We beat Monaco away 3-0, but then we lost at home 2-0. And I was panicked. When this got to 2-0, I was absolutely stressing my head. Because I thought, if we concede again, I'm going to throw the fucking mouse at the monitor. But yeah, we managed to get through just. We then had Arsenal in the next round, who we beat home and away, which was really pleasing. We then got revenge on Paris Saint-Germain, who beat us last season in the quarterfinals. They knocked us out of the Champions League. So when we drew them again, I was a bit like, oh, here we go again. But we had a good 3-1 win at home. If you remember, we lost 4-3 at home last season. And then we went away and we still won away, which was unbelievable, really. Fantastic result for us. And, you know, having players back like James Maddison, who was out injured for most of last season, having him back has just made the difference, really. He's been absolutely wonderful. So now we've got Manchester City in the FA Cup final. That will be the live com. All I'm going to do with the last league game is I'm just going to jump in at the end of the game and just talk you through the last sort of like 20 minutes or so of the game. So I'll just jump in at the end. In terms of fixtures, we are away to Southampton and Arsenal at home to Leeds. So you'd expect Arsenal to win, which will take them to 83. So we just need a point because we've got a far superior goal difference. So if we can get a point away at Southampton, who are already relegated, it should boost us somewhat for that Champions League final by winning the league. If we lose the league, it's not going to leave us on much of a high for that final, is it? So I'll jump into that game and I will see you there. Okay, we are back. I've just scored an equaliser from a corner. Just made a couple of substitutions just before that goal went in. And we pulled it back. Southampton also missed a penalty at the end of the first half. So it has been highly frustrating. It's a good job we've scored because Arsenal are winning. Just brought Maddison and Kulusevski on just to try and give us that bit more oomph. I did field not a first 11 because of the Champions League final coming up. So I have fielded like a mid team, like a combination of first teamers and backup players, really. But we've got over the line just. If Southampton had scored that penalty, it was a great save from Trubin. But if Southampton had scored that penalty, I think that would have been us done and dusted. But it's great that we've been able to retain the Premier League. Really, really pleased that we've won back-to-back titles on that front. And now it's just a matter, really, of us clinching the Champions League. So, yeah, great to see us picking up that trophy and the boys celebrating. Go thank the fans. The Spurs fans must be over the moon. I know I am. Glory doesn't come round often enough in this day and age as a Spurs fan. So I'll jump forward to the Champions League final now against Manchester City and we'll see how we get on. We are here for the Champions League final. Listen to that music. It's wonderful to hear, isn't it? City don't have a great lineup. I feel like they're there for the taking. I don't think Pep Guardiola's their manager anymore either. Okay, we are on the way here. I think this game is here for the taking for us. I think we can win this. Scalvini took a bit of a knock in the week, so he's on the bench. He's not quite fully fit. Fresneda puts a wonderful ball in. Edison flaps at it. Canate. And it's cleared away. Diamande down to Fresneda. Back to Diamande. Bissouma through to Maddison, Udogi, Jeremy, Canate, through to Kulusevski, and that is a wonderful goal for us to take the lead. Fantastic play from Tottenham, and we are in front after just 7 minutes. Kulusevski with a fine finish, great play here Passing it round the City defence. Yeremy Konate. Back to Yeremy. Through to Kulusevski. A great run and a great finish. And we are in the lead. Okay, we're halfway through the first half. There's been no other highlights. City have a highlight here. Bernardo with a corner. Stones is up, but it is over the bar. Dimande just did enough to put him off. Gvardiol now. Haaland back to Gvardiol. Kanji. Oh, nice little back heel. Quite sure why he needed to do that, but Calvin Phillips is still here. Bernardo Silva. Haaland. And that's... Oh, Inacio was made a fluff. Oh, he's hit the post. Wahi hit the post. I don't know who Wahi is. Is he already there at Man City? Coming up through the youth, maybe? Inacio made a bit of a fluff there, but Wahi just hit the post. It should have been 1-1. It's a bit of a let-off for us. It's a great ball in. Haaland plays it through. Wahi doesn't miss that time. I think he was offside, though. He looked offside. VAR are checking. And it is disallowed. Yeah, I thought it was offside. He did manage to finish it that time, but he was too far in front of the defender. It's actually Haaland, I think, that's offside, is it? I think they were both off. Wahi was definitely off. Another corner. City having the most of the attacks at the minute. Dimande just does enough. Wahi takes it clear of the box, back to Phillips. Plays it through to Gvardiol. And he goes over the bar. I'm not sure if the keeper saved it or not. Still 1-0. Although we are feeling a bit of pressure here. City have probably been the better team for the last 25 minutes or so. They brought Bernardo Silva off for Kovacevic, which is a surprise. Bernardo Silva's Man City's best player for me. Gvardiol's come off as well. Aki's come on. Stones has come off. And Diaz has come on. Okay, Fresneda wants to come off, so we'll bring Porro on. It's looking good. They're not really getting much. Grealish has come on. Kovacevic now. Diaz. Kovacevic pokes it through to Grealish. Grealish was transfer listed as well at City. Porro does really well to cut that out. And no, Doggy has it now. Konate. Back to Inacio. Maddison. Knocking it round well again here. Yeremy. Oh, he's got it back. Plays it back to Doggy, back to Yeremy, and is that a penalty? This could be a penalty. He barged him in the back. I'm having that. Come on. Did anyone watch the Tottenham Man City game at the weekend, by the way? Fabulous, fabulous game. And I suppose we're worth the point. And, you know, I get that the referee shouldn't have blown the whistle because Grealish had the advantage. Maddison scores 2-0. We are going to be the champions of Europe. There's no way they're scoring 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. You know, I get he should have let the advantage go, but Grealish is not fast. There is no way he's getting through on goal one-on-one with the keeper. The Spurs defenders were round him. There's no way. I think, you know, you can lambast the referee all you want, but he probably saved Grealish some embarrassment as far as I'm concerned. There's no way he's stretching his legs far enough to get one-on-one with the keeper there. I think it was a Doggy. That left back that was right on him, and a Doggy's fast. That is it. We are the champions of Europe. Absolutely wonderful performance, wonderful season. Premier League and Champions League. And I said at the start of this series that this was the ultimate aim, to get Spurs to be the winners of the Champions League, and I was going to give myself 5 seasons to do it. We've done it in 3. I do think FM24 is a bit easier than FM23. And I found FM23 quite easy once I'd found the tactic that was plug and play and would work. But I think FM24 is a little bit easier than 23, to be honest. It just showcases that by, being Tottenham and winning trophies on a regular basis. We didn't win anything in our first season, but we did finish 4th. And then second season, we won the Premier League and the FA Cup. And then third season, we won the Premier League and the Champions League. So, yeah, I'm really pleased. I'm not sure whether to do any more seasons with Tottenham on this. I don't think there's anything left for us to achieve. I don't think you want me to throw all my eggs into the Carabao Cup, which is the only competition we didn't win. What I wouldn't mind doing is the World Club Cup, but I don't know. Oh, hang on. Tottenham qualify for Club World Championship. When is this? Club World Championship on Friday. 2029? I think that's too far away. What I might do is I might do a video 5 seasons in the future. I might just play this save offline and jump forward 5 seasons. Or for you guys, it'll be like a jump forward in 5 seasons and show you what we've achieved in the next 5 years. And then after that, I'll probably resign as Tottenham manager. And we'll see how Tottenham do without me. How does that sound? I think we'll do something like that. You tell me though in the comment section. I'll keep playing this offline for the time being. You tell me in the comment section what you want to see. But as for now, thank you very much for this. Thank you again for watching this series. Really do appreciate your view. And Tottenham are champions of Europe. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.